draft as opposed to Empire. Okay, bench Juggernaut again, just because it worked. You just have to specifically tailor it per team, and I think banning out the sniper and taking the Chen first when Troll is not in the pool is a very solid way to start. It discourages a Juggernaut pick, and I don't know if they're gonna take a Shadow Fiend.
Either the Shadow Fiend or the Queen of Pain for Na'Vi, I imagine. I was thinking Hellraiser would take one or the other, but they go for the Storm instead of either.
Storm is risky. Storm is very risky. I mean, if you think Quap's liable in the mid lane, sometimes Storm is...
I mean, that's exactly what we saw when it was Empire versus Na'Vi. It was Resolution on Storm getting ganked 3 times before he hit level 6, but Shadow Fiend going to be the mid hero for Na'Vi. They don't go for the Queen of Pain. Still could opt for that as the offlaner later on for Funnick. I mean, if Na'Vi can get Queen of Pain plus Joe Ranger, which was what the draft they had in one of their opening games, I feel like they may even go for that kind of a draft again.
It sounds like a pretty good idea to me, considering Hellraiser's anti-push in AoE is terrible early.
These teams do really favor that Tree and Protector, which will come out once more.
They need an anti-tree, though. It's like a Vino, Batrider.
Vino, oh. That's not a hero. Since when was he a Dota hero?
Hey, I dislike him probably more than you, but it's an option. Darkseer also an option, which teams don't really turn to very often. Dazzle's pretty good.
I was about to say, Funnick, I mean, you mentioned the Batrider, and Funnick plays it exceptionally well, so I think banned out with good reason by Hellraisers.
Phoenix Tree, that duo banned.
Yeah, ban out some of the team fighters. I mean, they saw the Dread Earthshaker from last game, so...
Why Tree so early? That's one thing I'm just not really... It doesn't really click for me. Like, Tree is decent, but as we saw in the other game, he just got... I mean, sometimes he just gets trounced by Batrider, like, super easily. And...
A lot of teams like him just for the ability to protect the mid lane a bit, but...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams just prefer to sit a hero there, though.
Yeah. Like,
even in one of the other games, it was just a Zeus sitting in level 1 mid, and... just as his threat alone, just by spamming out Arc, is generally enough. But hopefully they have a good game plan for Tree and Protector. Tree and Protector I view as good as anti-heavy single target damage, like Lifestealer, let's say, and very good against BKB rushdowns.
Yep.
And I mean, that's not really the case with either of these heroes.
I wonder if this is another Slack game for Hellraisers. They ban out the Disruptor and everything, but... Disruptor good against Storm Spirit on its own right, so maybe a hero that you ban out regardless, but it does open up that Slack pick. They do probably want some additional lockdown.
I would say, they need more AoE. If they have Slark and Storm and Tree, like they're relying on their offlaner to stop these pushes, and Na'Vi can, as you said, transition into a Drow strategy and just sweep down the whole entire map.
Okay, so they kind of keep their cards close to themselves for now. They pick up the Witch Doctor to get another support.
Good the old PP Tree special, the Tree and Protector Witch Doctor.
Great against the Chen creeps if you try and go ganking. This is where Witch Doctor can sit in that mid lane and you cast those Chen creeps in. Good luck getting any kills on the Storm early on. This is not going to be easy kills, but you throw in a Skywrath Mage. There's your strong early game support option.
Strong roamer on Storm. Mystic Flare is decent versus Living Armor, but prior to that, when Storm is really vulnerable, I don't see Skywrath being terribly effective.
So we'll see what Hellraisers now look to snag up. They've got to start picking up some of their cores here. They still need the hero for Dread, likely for the off lane. Still looking towards either a safe lane farmer or a mid hero, depending on where they want to put the Storm. And despite picking the Storm early, they've really not revealed too much about their draft and what they want to do. They're probably not looking to... these heroes aren't really that early to mid-game dominant like we often see from Hellraisers. It does seem a bit more late-game geared with some of these, at least the picks so far.
What's their offlane going to be? I was thinking maybe offlane Quap, but that's pretty weak versus Sky. Again, they could safe lane Quap and go for an aggro try. That's actually not a bad option for them.
I mean, not many offlaners do well against Skywrath Mage is the problem.
They like their anti-mage, but I haven't seen them pick it up yet this tournament.
Bristleback, a tanky fella. Probably the offlane, but not a guarantee.
Bristleback's decent here. Just some sort of red flag that will just be running up in Navi's face, trying to draw attention away from the Storm Spirit, and of course get vision. Since they lack the Zeus, they need someone else up in front to just get vision of the weak heroes so they can just kill them really, really fast.
Nyx Assassin, you're a prophet. It's come
Next
out.
assassin. It's good.
Navi.
It's good for Hellraiser's mid. I was about to say Hellraisers is. I was like, that probably makes sense, but it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, so I think the other thing is like you have a Storm mid who you get this, see the Skywrath mage and you're wondering, okay, this Skywrath may put a lot of pressure on mid lane. Let's get a hero that's going to force Skywrath to focus more attention on his safe lane. He's going to have to deal with the Bristleback more than he can actually harass the Storm out in that mid lane. I guess that job maybe falls to the Chen more so then.
I think Funnick has one of the best Nyx assassins in the EU scene.
S4 maybe?
Does he play Nyx?
Yeah.
A lot?
He played quite a bit during, I think it was DAC, he played a bit. He had a couple really amazing Nyx games, then he had one or two which kind of iffy. But he plays a good Nyx. So last couple picks coming out. The ban on the PL. Hellraisers have run this from time to time on Artez. And the Jug ban from Hellraisers. So just look, Navi just looking for that Havost hero for the safe lane most likely. I don't know what Navi have in mind. Chen, Shadowfiend, there's always that potential for that 5-man group up and push. And if they want to take that approach, they do need something for Havost which can either fight or even add some extra pushing power early on.
Hellraisers need what? A safe lane farmer with good AoE
Yeah, both teams looking for a safe lane farmer.
that doesn't get countered by Nyx.
Lifestealer. Oh, that's a bit dubious. Look, I guess good against Nyx. This hero actually, in some ways, counters Nyx as far as just not being able to go on him and not worry about the carapace, but
It's a tough Lifestealer game.
Yeah.
He has to deal with, like, Chen can get a lot of troll creeps and just kind of counter Lifestealer that way. Lifestealer, I mean, can infest them later, but at the same time, if you don't get a lot of uptime during your rage, it's very difficult to do anything. And I don't know what build Shadowfiend is going to go for. He's going to need some defensive capabilities because Storm and Lifestealer are going to jump on him a lot.
Yep.
And I also wonder what they're going to give Havost. PL would have been actually pretty good for them, but it has been banned out. Luckily, Artstyle has not used any of his reserve time yet, and we'll have a full minute and 45
all right, take a
to
seat.
consider this.
They're going to go through every option.
What are the Lifestealer counters? Viper, Razor.
I think Slark is good, and not so much as a heavy lifestealer counter, but
Slark
just
is-
like what lockdown do they really have to punish the Slark? Storms don't go awkward that often anymore, and it does look. I mean, you've got Slark is good at dealing with the living armor, good at getting a lot of essence shift against a bristleback. I guess the quill
I
does
think
go
it might be
through.
Viper, dude.
Oh.
Viper. Lycan's decent. They only have, one hard stun with Witch Doctor, Treant, Root, Storm, I guess, to pick them off. That's so much push, though. Chen and Lycan already. And I still think HR is severely lacking in AoE. Their wave clear is just Static Remnant, which is terrible for wave clear, and Bristleback's Quill Spray, which is also very, very mediocre at killing Chen creeps. So I don't really see them killing Chen creeps aside from Infest. Maybe they get Midas on Lifestealer.
All right, well, we'll see how things unravel here. Good luck, have fun's come out, and it is game one of our best of three finals here in the CIS region for the Red Bull Battlegrounds. On the Radiant side, Na'Vi have made their way through the winner bracket. We'll see Saniko on your Skywrath Mage. Back in the jungle is going to be Havost on your Lycan. Dendi going to be playing your Shadow Fiend. Artstyle on the Chen. And that leaves Funnick to your Nyx Assassin in the off lane. As both teams look to clash here in the bottom jungle. 5 Hellraisers heroes have made their way down here. They're going to get some early wards down to block some of these neutral camps, but Na'Vi not really wanting to take a fight, especially not with a Chen at level 1.
I don't
Hellraisers.
actually think we've seen a team block the big spawn. We've seen them block the smaller spawn, but not the big spawn. So this will be completely different for Artstyle.
And to introduce Hellraisers, we will have Goddamn on the Witch Doctor, Afaninj on the Storm, Dread playing your Bristleback, Gorietz on the Treant Protector, and that leaves Artez on the safe lane farming Lifestealer. Headed towards that top bounty room, but he's going to be met by a couple of Na'Vi heroes up there.
So let's see, 3 camps blocked, and one of them is a very unusual spot. This one is almost certainly going to stay alive. The other 2 might be dewarded, but then again, both of those are sentry wards, so not the biggest of deals. Chen will have his large camp to work with. Hopefully it's a Wild Wing, or he's probably praying this Wild Wing so he can just stack up and farm, or harass a mid. And he does have the option to go to the opponent's jungle and try and backstab the Storm Spirit. But I'm not terribly familiar with art styles Chen.
We'll see what he looks to do here. I mean, from one game we saw, it was hyper aggression onto that mid lane. Not the easiest time though when you've got a Shadow Fiend. It worked out really well because he had the Queen of Pain with the Shadow Strike slow to initiate. Shadow Fiend, he can't really help you initiate. You've just got to hit that stun or clap, whatever you may have on your own. And right now, level 1, art style, already smoked up, already headed towards the mid lane. This is just a level 1 Chen. Dendy just with level 1 raises, but they really want to get a kill early on onto the Storm Spirit, or possibly, no, he's going to swing back mid.
That is hyper aggressive.
This is a really hard gank to work on. Right now the lane is pushed out very deep, but he may just dive the tower with this even. Oh, here we go. Coming in from behind, the creep wave is spotted. Alpha Ninja walks into this one. The Centaur stun gonna land, and Alpha Ninja likely to give up first blood. The Chen picks up the last hit. Dendy gets the tower aggro off of him. Actually, it goes the way of the Radiant creeps, so Dendy and Artstar split the money.
Slightly poor awareness by the Storm Spirit. I don't think he should have gotten hit by that Centaur.
Yeah. He sees it. He has time to react for sure, but
it's just a very unexpected angle. I doubt his camera was in that position.
It's like your camera position is focused more on Dendy rather than the creeps behind you.
Shurian Protector also gets stunned.
Wow. Artsal, he gets a new creep, he gets a Harpy with a lightning chain. What a play coming out from your Chen.
Man.
That was actually really sick.
Yeah, art style, okay, I think it's safe to say he has a sick Chen.
Since when was... I feel like I haven't seen this guy play good Dota since TI... I mean, I haven't seen him play Dota since TI1, apart from playing like a stand-in for a couple CIS teams, which didn't really go very far, but...
And this is what I like to see. Like, your camps are blocked. It's like, okay, they just wasted gold. I'm just going to go into your jungle and just mess everything up on your side of the map.
He's back. He's ganking again. He has the Storm Lightning, and also there's a Skywrath Mage in the mid lane. There's your Chain Lightnings, and Appanage getting blocked. It's another kill. This one, Dendy gets in. 3 unanswered kills early on.
It's time for Witch Doctor to move.
He's going to just follow the Chen.
Yeah, I would say just follow the Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
Because safe lane is like, okay, are you really going to gank a Life Stealer? He can get a TP scroll and just rage TP if it's a troll. So...
Yeah, the Nyx is doing what he does. Like, the Treant's doing what he can to pressure the Nyx. The Bristleback just needs to be left alone at this point. Skywrath will suicide himself to neutrals to expedite the healing process.
And... I mean, you saw Artsal Chen in the other game, and if you're HR, you're like, okay, well, we know he plays an aggressive Chen, but are they really going to put out that much pressure with the Shadow Fiend? That's not something that you expect. And as you said, no slows, no stuns, just some damage. And at level 2, you're like, okay, well, they'll probably wait until he's level 3. So just a lot of,
unexpected.
Yeah, unorthodox plays from art style. And again, he takes risks. He's like, whatever, I'm level 1. I'm not sure if I can get the stun, but I'll try and at least make him pressure. Best case scenario, I get a kill and first blood. Worst case scenario, I lose my creep. It's like,
I mean, worst case scenario is maybe like a TP in and you die, but it seemed unlikely.
Yeah,
you're pretty tanky.
Maybe check the inventories of the other dudes.
So top lane, Funnick getting punched down by the Treant Protector, and that's never fun versing the Treant Protector in lane. But for now, it is going to be a hard support Treant, so no boots, no real potential for him to start roaming in. We'll see what Chen's next move is. He's already smoked up once again. Artsal not wasting any time. Seems to be headed towards the bottom lane this time around. Not the easiest lane to gank because of that Witch Doctor, but the 4-minute rune about to spawn, and not really the ideal position to be in, as he is on that, kind of coming in from an awkward angle. It does hit nighttime, which makes ganks easier in general.
He's going to go to mid.
He's going to haste on your Skywrath, but Skywrath's staying at bottom lane.
It's just a Hellbear. Like, I don't see how these ganks are going to work out.
Yeah. Like, Artsal will find a way. Dendy will just set it up. He's going to walk right into him with this. Dendy almost gets a solo kill. Artsal just there for the kill secure.
That double raise tank.
Yeah, I mean, he knew the math was fine, that he could survive it with the right click, but... Oh, the Hellbear's still here! Goria's! Oh, clap. Not going to come out. Just going to zone him out with some auto attacks. Dendy comes in. He's raising this creep wave. This is just aggressive play from Na'Vi. Probably not going to get the tower off of this, but some good damage coming out, and just forces the TPs back even sooner. Witch Doctor, meanwhile, bottom lane, taking a lot of damage here. So Nico not going to go diving.
Havost.
Whoa, he's under the tower. Bristleback kills Havost, and Nico now looking maybe for a turn kill. Has a couple arcane bolts, and Dread with the magic stick kind of tanking up a little bit longer. Now the Witch Doctor Voodoo Restoration comes into play. Concussive Shock chews through all the mana that Nico has, and possibly not the right play there, because one more Quill Spray is going to get Nico completely taken out, and that's a double kill for Dread at bottom lane.
Well, Witch Doctor's not helping the Storm Spirit, and he better damn well be getting something out of the other lanes, and that is worth it.
That's something. Half a ninja mid. Ooh, Dandy just continuing to bully him. Treads against nothing on Storm. He goes for the boots over the bottle even because of how bad this lane's going. Not top lane. Artez farming pretty well, but Funnick getting a lot of XP out of this lane, which is kind of all you would hope for your Nyx Assassin.
I don't know if it's worth getting the boots over the bottle. If he gets the bottle, at least he can jungle.
Yeah.
Whereas boots is just, okay, I'm going to try my best to avoid the Chen. But I think the best way to avoid the Chen is to hit level 6.
Mid tier 1 tower getting deniable, and at this point, Hellraiser is going to TP in heroes just to go for this denial, though. At some point, Na'Vi say, look, just take the denial.
Look at our Sal's positioning. Everyone is just going to go to jungle and just get owned.
He can't really stay in this mid lane. I'd be very surprised if he stayed in this mid lane to keep pushing these out. Meanwhile, Dread's rotating, found another kill. He's on a killing spree. Dendy looking to loop around, but I don't think Dendy going to come out on top of this one. He gets slowed down by the Storm Remnant from the low ground. Hellraiser surrounding him. As Dendy turns and fights, brings down the tree and has bottle charges. Needs to use these in-between quill sprays. Suffering some problems here. Meanwhile, the Chen on the low ground looking for goddamn. The Shadow Fiend illusions not really blocking as they needed to. Dendy focused on his own hero, but he's going to go down. Meanwhile, Dread now on a dominating streak. Underneath this tower, one more arcane bolt. It's not going to be enough for the living armor. Dread will survive, making a lot of plays happen. He's keeping Hellraisers in the game at this point.
Oh, Bristleback. Super tanky. And
Living armor, Bristleback. Fun stuff.
on top of that, Witch Doctor heal. They think they have him. They need... yeah, I don't really see how they're supposed to kill him. I guess maybe Nyx Assassin, but they don't really have a good way to make him face you.
The Skywrath definitely does some decent nuke damage when he has the Bristleback facing him, and even when he wasn't facing him before. It's just level 1 on the Bristleback.
The problem is those projectiles are so slow that he's going to have time to... oh no, Havos, where's your TP scroll?
Yeah, he's forced to shapeshift.
So what is Lifesteal going for? He's been very quiet in the top lane. Phase boots. Not sure if he's going for drums afterwards.
He's got a wand. He's doing the same thing as last time. The wand bracer or something. Who knows?
Well, one I would say is pretty useful versus Nyx.
Yeah.
At least.
Dendy swung top lane.
He seems underfarmed, actually.
Look at, I mean, Navi's plan. This is sub 10 minutes. Normally you see teams at least wait for like their first item or two to come up and around the 10 to 15 minute mark start pushing, but Go Black TP's top as soon as he comes back. Brings his creeps. I mean, Go Black. Yeah, art style. I'm too used to the old Navi, and he's just going to go straight into a push here.
Yeah, I mean, Lifestealer is level 6, so there is almost no way he should die to this.
I wonder if Artez may even go back for a Midas. Just decent against the Chen. You can infest one creep, Midas another, take out the entire army. And he's going to go into, well, a Centaur, pull it away, and Grand Theft Centaur.
So that means you can't test the Faith that creep anymore?
I guess not, because you take full control of it. I don't.
Actually, it says persuades creeps to do your bidding. So who actually gets control of it? It still has a buff on it.
I mean, it's being controlled by Hellraisers, so
Why does it still have the buff, though?
That's a mechanics question for another day, or for another person.
They're both fighting over it. It's like the chicken when you have a bad-mannered person on your team.
Just back and forth, back and forth. Nobody wins. Except the other team. So Na'Vi still in a solid position here, but those kills those Bristleback accumulated has kind of slowed down the Na'Vi progression, item-wise and just objective-wise. They get a couple tier 1 towers, but Hellraisers use that top tier 1 tower push to get a tier 1 tower of their own down at the bottom lane.
They were just such important kills. They weren't kills on supports. Well, some of them were, but they got the kill on the Lycan as well as the Shadow Fiend. So huge kills coming out from Dread.
Dread
bringing them back in.
Almost got his Vanguard treads for 10 minutes in, so...
It's a good game for Vanguard. I regret saying that already, but it is.
I just was silent as I heard them. Just like,
so there's Lycan and a Chen. I think he should definitely get one.
Ooh. You're a changed man.
Some games. Some games.
What do you think Crimson Guard is also in the...
Oh, no. Crimson Guard's very good.
But to get a Crimson Guard, you have to go for Vanguard.
Oh, I know. That's one of the few times where I think Vanguard's good.
Okay.
You have to get it.
Just for the Crimson Guard.
It's good.
Top lane, Funnick. A bit of an aggressive position here. I don't know, has he been scouted? No. Just hiding. Completely undetected.
How does he?
Oh, they see him now. They spotted him. They're going to start attacking him. Vendetta out. Dust is there. That's what they were waiting for. Now the pull comes in, and I think they'd spotted him earlier, and they were just pretending they had it. So Goretz was trying to just act the fool, but joke's on Funnick as he gets brought down.
So now Hellraisers has finally taken the kill lead, 6-5.
So Dendy topping your net worth right now. He's working on that Yule Scepter. So pretty good Shadow Fiend game.
He needs a defensive item versus the Infest Bombs. Either Mech, Yules, Ghost, BKB, one of those.
Seems like the mech is coming on your Chen, so with that in mind, probably see like a BKB. Skadi always good against BKB heroes as well, or in this case a Rage Lifestealer, so having a Skadi against Artez to kite him around and slow him down is going to be handy, so may see that as part of his item build.
Yeah, the only problem is I don't know if he wants more max HP for the feasts.
For now, Na'Vi just going to slow things down. Havos has his Vlads completed back at base, and game one kind of in the balance here, as both teams looking to just take advantage of their side of the map, get their early game item progression going. Funnick up to level 7 now, so he said despite that one death, that's his only death. He's managed to get his Arcane Boots, his level 7, and he's ready to go ganking fairly soon, I imagine. Even the Skyreth hitting level 6 would be a nice little ganking partner to go around with the Nyx Assassin. All that, at this point you want to create space for Havos to ideally keep on farming and take towers as well as try and sneak a Roshan.
It's an old school build from Lifestealer, going for the
Top
armor.
lane, here we go, they get a gank on the Treant. There's your Vendetta, Mystic Flare. Storm with an Infest Bomb, he's searching around, who can he find? It's Dendy. Storm kind of out of mana, he doesn't even have the pull anyways, balls in further, and Dendy gonna wind up the Requiem, it's a body block! Alpha Ninja goes down!
Oh, that was a sick play.
Artez, he didn't have his phase boots up. He got body blocked in the trees.
What a return kill. 3-on-1 situation with an Infest Bomb, no Yules up, and gets a kill.
He got XP too. It wasn't like the dying Requiem. He got the kill before he even went down. This Storm is poverty central right now. Boots, null, bottle. Doesn't even have the treads. Couldn't even buy the treads if he wanted to.
Bought his branch before he died.
Oh, okay. That's your silver lining.
Oh, nice.
I think it was the branch that was already maybe there.
Good ancient stacking.
Yeah. Lycan, not bad at taking this down as well.
Was that art style doing the stacking? Or was it Skywrath?
I imagine, like, probably more so the Skywrath than even the Nyx. Like, Nyx just when he was getting zoned out from top, maybe.
I don't think he got zoned out.
Maybe Havos with his Lycan Wolves, the micro skills. I guess you can't do it with the maxed out Wolves, but you could do it before then.
Vanguard complete. Dread's actually not as far as I thought he would be.
He's done a bit. He's up there.
Does he have the Crimson Guard coming on Chicken?
He's got the Ogre Club,
okay.
so he's going back for like BKB or SMY at this point. Not a bad Halberd game against Lycan Shadow Fiend as well.
I think Armlet's good here. He needs the armor, for sure. And there's not really that great of a cheap, effective armor item, aside from Armlet for him. I mean, technically you can get like Blade Mail, but don't like that. So Shadow Fiend has his Yules. Nice defense. Will buy him time so that he can survive the Storm gank and, of course, kite the Lifestealer during his rage. That is probably the most important thing for Na'Vi to do, is kite him during his rage and not die.
Yeah, and the channel come into play there as well.
Yeah, Chen ult, mech, Yules.
Did he have Hand of God last time Dendy died?
I'm not sure.
Unless it was on cooldown, but it may have been able to turn things around if he had that. Either way, Hellraisers not really being as aggressive and dominant. I mean, they weren't. The early game laning stage was mostly just Dread making plays happen. It was Na'Vi with the Chen. Chen's kind of fallen back into that more farming role.
Uh-oh, can they...
Yep. Artez.
Another.
That's a big kill. That's your Lifestealer. That's a nice bit of play there. Using the Impale.
Not respecting the Nyx.
And that's where this is a hard game, even for a Lifestealer who's got Rage. The Magic Community doesn't always come into play. If you just go straight for that Impale and don't go for the Vendetta damage, you can secure the stun, follow up into the Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare. Storm gets on the high ground. He sees this. Can he get the Roshan steal? He'd love to get this snipe. He goes in, killed by the Radiant, picked up by the Radiant, kill onto your Storm Spirit. These Roche Pit fights. This one, for the first time today, going against Hellraisers. But man,
I mean, that was just quick and clean by Navi. They had the damage.
all
Lifestealer was dead.
oh, it's the storm as well.
What does he have to lose at this point?
That's what I was thinking. At that point, it's not even about being on tilt and making a play like that. It's like, well, I'm a support storm, I guess. He's actually bottom 4 in the net worth, so
His downside is really low. His upside is he gets like 2 levels and Aegis.
yeah.
Pretty good risk reward.
I mean, where else are you farming at that point? You're over by the Ancients. You can't farm Ancients as a Storm
I mean,
Spirit.
he could have done a much safer play and like zip across the pit and just pick it up as you're traveling, as
Yeah.
opposed to stopping inside the pit. But
I think he was maybe also kind of low in mana because he pulled to this cliff, but yeah, couldn't tell. So Hellraisers grouping up now in this Radiant jungle, but
you gotta applaud him for taking risks. You don't get back in the game by just playing like up your hill the whole game, unless you're sniper.
I can agree with that. So Havas now with Aegis in hand is picked up a Treads Vlads and working towards a BKB. Looks like again they're going to be going for that timing with BKB's mech and just all in push art style. Well, not going to be so lucky here in his own jungle. He loses one of his creeps, also his own life, as Dread trying to bring down some of these Chen creep army. Will only succeed in bringing down one. As the Impale on Arts, there's your Mystic Flare, and Artez gets silenced up, but the armlet toggle's decent, keeps him alive for now, raises slightly off the mark, and he goes in because he's kept alive by the Nature's guys, and may look to turn and fight. The dust comes out, but that's from your dire side. They're going to turn. Derendi looking for the ulti. Gets cancelled. Going to wind up once more. Artez going to infest inside. Dodges it. He comes out as well. Gets a kill on your Nyx Assassin. Nice play from your Lifestealer. Meanwhile, your Storm still in a lot of trouble here, out of mana, but Derendi goes down. 3 dead. Lifestealer still armlet toggle. It's a TP in from your Chen, but
I haven't seen an armlet toggle that sick in months.
And the infest to save his life. Artstyle, I don't know about this TP. He thinks he's got Dread. I don't think he does, though. Bottle charge is still there, and he's going to be forced to scurry away. Artez still in the front lines. Oh, no.
After all that, that's how he dies?
He missed all the hard plays, but he can't do the easy plays. And it was just for the like and Aegis.
Yeah, the Requiem dodge. I mean, that was just... Oh, man. What a shame. That could have been a sick highlight.
Ruined. Scratch it from the reel. It's gone. Or just make sure you cut off before that little end bit.
It was still pretty good before that.
Lycan completed BKB now.
They have trouble finishing off people, and they dumped a lot of bursts with the Nyx stun into the Skywrath ultimate, but if they don't kill him in that, then the Witch Doctor heal comes on, the Nature's Guys, the Living Armor, the Armlet toggle, the Magic Sticks. There's so many ways for them to get out of that initial burst that Funnick has been using his Impale straight out of Vendetta. It might be time for him to start hitting people with Vendetta, but actually that's way too risky.
Yeah, if Lifesteal is on point, he'll dodge that every single time.
I don't think he had Rage Up though, because he used it on the Chen.
That's true.
So.
Oh, Funnick in trouble. There's going to be an Overgrowth coming out, catches out too. Funnick, no Vendetta available, gets the mech heal from the Chen, but that's an easy pickup for your Lifesteal. He's going to go hunting, looking for more. Storm balls forward, and suddenly Storm's back in the game. He's leading kills and looking to initiate in and sets things up on the Chen now as well. Na'Vi starting to fall apart a bit. They've lost 2 and possibly more. Here comes a Bristleback, spots a Courier as well. Won't get his hands on that one, but it's going to be Saniko on the Skywrath. Oh, okay, he'll get out of there. Closer than it looked, since it would have only taken 3 or 4 right clicks to kill him off with that low armor with the goo.
Hellraiser's frontline is just too strong. Na'Vi, they have to have, a Lycan with ultimate up running around in front, and even then it's still dubious as to whether or not he's going to stay alive.
This is an odd position for your Witch Doctor.
No TP scroll.
He gets out, just like him now. Alright, the Chen Cruise was a bit worrying. I was like, okay, not sure how you're getting out of this one. The T1 mid tower now, Bristle won't get a chance to go for it, thrown up in the air. Derendi tries to wind up a Requiem, but Storm says, remember me? I'm the guy you crushed mid lane, and you're going to kill me once more. Storm goes down to the Nyx Assassin. Artez on the run, and he'll make his way out of there. Actually infests into Gordiets. Where's the detection? Na'Vi have been kind of very lackadaisical about having detection available for this Nature's Guys.
They do have a gem. Oh no, is Saniko going to die? It's not worth trying to...
The gem, is there a gem?
Yeah, there's one on Storm. Or sorry, one on Tree.
Shadow Fiend. Oh, on the tree. I thought you meant on the Na'Vi side. Shadow Fiend, meanwhile, ends the mega kill streak of your Bristleback. Doesn't see Derendi until too late. Could have probably killed him off there. That nighttime.
Nighttime.
Yeah, GG.
What a blessing.
Little did Dendi know. Or Hellraisers, I guess.
So he needs a BKB. Dendi is getting one. It will be up very soon.
Yeah,
That haste rune definitely saved him that fight. He's kited the open wounds.
Okay, so Hellraisers. Gonna just look to stabilize things. It is still Dendi and Havos, the Na'Vi stable duo who are topping your net worth charts, and that's always a bit of a scary thought when for Hellraisers it's a Bristleback and Lifestealer, two heroes who can get kited around. You've got Shapeshift on your Lycan, Dendi with like a BKB Skadi, even the Yule's giving him more movement speed. It's going to be hard for Hellraisers to secure kills on these carries once they get tanky enough.
Lifestealer is pretty darn farmed though.
Yeah.
Like I see his items, I'm like, dang.
I see his net worth though. He's still a good like 3,000-ish behind. Well, not quite 3,000, but 2.2k behind the Shadow Fiend.
That's true. I probably just haven't seen Lycan in forever.
Lycan's just he's going for a kind of more fighting type build too. Didn't go for the Necro Book. Is going for a he's going back for it now after the BKB.
I don't know. BKBs aren't a solution to Navi's game plan though, just because they have Root plus Witch Doctor Ultimate plus the physical damage from all three of their other heroes is going to destroy them. So they have to be able to kill people in their BKBs.
Yeah, I guess for Navi it's like let's get out of the Root using the BKB potentially, but
they have to BKB the Storm Infest Bomb.
Well, Tier 1 Town having Siege Glyph available. Navi's going to pop that one and into the side. Havos spotted out. He's got his BKB holding onto it for now. Artez getting aggressive on the front lines, gets silenced up and taking a bit of magic nuke damage here. Oh my god, that lifesteal. If Havos goes for him, could go for the kill. Nice Witch Doctor ultimate coming out. Na'Vi going to focus their efforts on Goddamn. They bring him down as well as the lifestealer, and now the chase is on. Your Bristleback surrounded and chomped to pieces as the TP out from Alpha Ninja successful. But it's still a 3-for-0 trade, and
that was amazing kiting by Havos. Had he popped BKB, that kill wouldn't have happened. They drew and lured the Lifestealer into a terrible position, and then he got silenced by the Skywrath. And Ancient Seal just blown up.
Baited in way too far as well. He doesn't have the good. I guess he's thinking like maybe an Overgrowth will bail him out, but Goriates can't. I mean, he doesn't have a blink or something. They have no good defensive support to really protect the Lifesteal in that situation.
I just don't think they expected so many BKBs out right at that time.
Yeah.
Because generally it's like Cask or like Bristleback up in front, or a Root will bail him out. Even like Living Armor and Leech Seed is pretty good. But yeah, he doesn't want to lose his gem, and that's a good reason not to go in.
Off of that, Na'Vi get a 10,000 experience lead and about a 7,000 gold lead. And your Shadow Fiend in a good position. Picks up a Blink Dagger, so get some extra mobility to go with his items. And more Havos, Necro Book, level 1 coming out.
Hellraisers, they can do Roche at some point. However, they need map control, and Storm being as underformed as he is just, yeah, he's welfare. Welfare Storm.
Well, he's almost got his 25-minute Yule Scepter. Infest into your Witch Doctor. Okay.
Unexpected.
Yeah, you know, that's Hellraisers in a nutshell. They do unexpected stuff. I mean, Na'Vi have also done the same thing, right? The art style Chen Gangsten play has been very unconventional and has worked out well, but guess Witch Doctor's going to be leading the charge. I feel like you'd rather infest the Bristleback, the Storm, anyone but the Witch Doctor. Come on. Goddamn, leading the way. He walks right into Dendi. Dendi actually blinks forward. Requiem lines up onto your Storm. He's going to, he misses it. The Overgrowth there cancels it. Now he winds up, just throws it out, but Dendi taking a lot of damage to the backline. Meanwhile, in the front, it's going to be Dread on the Bristleback. Focused down to some extent. In comes Havos looking to finish him off. He gets the kill. Dendi survived this entire gank, and, well, Alpha Ninja out of mana. Out of options.
Witch Doctor just charging headlong into them.
He lived. He didn't die, but he led the package to its death.
Lifestealer tunnel vision onto the Shadow Fiend. He almost had him, but Soniko came in with a clutch Ancient Seal and kited him to his death.
Oh, Goriates. Did they get the gem?
How do you see him?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that one was. I think he maybe just went invis, like during fade time.
Yeah.
A fresh Nature's Guys with popped in. Well, they're poking onto the high ground. Na'Vi ready to go. Just a Necro 1, but they've got the whole Chen creep army. They've got the mech out, and Witch Doctor's going to throw an ultimate, but he gets stunned up, thrown up in the air, and down he comes, and that's likely to be down into his own death, as Alpha Ninja silenced up will be zoned out. Well, Na'Vi.
You know you have anti-push issues when you're using Death Ward to try and stop a push, just by itself.
Dread will TP back in, but I don't think he really wants to fight into this one. When Dendy has another Yules, problems will arise. Here comes your Ball Lightning and Fest Gang. They get the Skywrath, but that's all they're going to get. They lose the Storm in the process, and Dendy just BKB fighting his way through the Bristleback. Impale waiting for Dread on landing, and down goes your Bristleback. Bottom lane claimed, and Na'Vi maybe not done. They can't go for another lane of Rax, unfortunately. There's tier 2 towers standing, but they have now picked up a considerable lead.
And HR doesn't have enough AoE, and at this point, Na'Vi, they just group up as a huge ball, like literally stacking right on top of each other, and it doesn't matter. They can't get punished for it. There's no like AoE stuns to be like, okay, well, don't stack. Like Nyx Assassin, Impale, Requiem, like all these spells Na'Vi have at their arsenal, and they just can't break the ball. It makes targeting really difficult for the Lifestealer, and even just clicking on a hero in that ball isn't easy.
Need some Midases, cut down the ball and chew away at some of these Chen creeps.
I mean, we're talking about 5 heroes plus 4 Chen creeps, 2 wolves, and then Necro.
They've got double Necro now. Artstyle building a Necro book of his own.
There's like 13 units in like 100 radius. How do you click on them?
Plus whatever the creep wave brings to the table.
Yeah.
So Na'Vi just going to probably do the same thing. Death Ball down the mid lane. It feels like Hellraisers just did not pick a line that can counter push. I'm also going to be forced to shapeshift here. BKB as well, out of the overgrowth. Okay. I mean, at this point, I feel like his BKB and shapeshift is kind of important, but not for the Death Ball less so. It's more about the overgrowth, if anything, but...
Yeah, he wanted to buy Cyberstone, I suppose. Sacrifice 2 charges, or ult and a charge.
It looks like maybe Na'Vi will consider just waiting things out. 45 seconds before they've got that BKB back up, and Na'Vi don't seem to be in any rush, especially now that you've claimed a lane of Rax. Your lineup just scales well to pretty well to the late game. I mean, Hellraisers have these high-impact late-game supports. If you get a Ags on your Witch Doctor, your Tree and Overgrowth, good late-game supports, but I feel like heroes like Lifesteal and Bristleback do fall off as late-game carries. And I mean, the Storm is Storm. He's not farmed. He's only now got his Yule Scepter completed.
I mean, Bristleback without a BKB will get kited.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have BKB, so that means he's almost certainly going to get hit by Nyx spiked Carapace.
And even, like, we've seen multiple times the Yules into Impale combo. Funnick has a Yules of his own. Didn't even, I think, yeah, he's got the Blink Dagger now to go with this. So Yules on himself as well as Dendy. This is just more kiting, more abilities just to throw the Bristleback up in the air and ignore him until you're ready to fight him. Take down the supports, take down the Storm first. Well, Na'Vi, the Death Ball continues down the mid lane this time.
And Treant Protector's effectiveness at this point against mass BKB is just, and mass Yules, is just not there. Now, they have the Aegis, walking uphill, Necro 3 pops.
Uh-oh. They'll slow down the push with the Cask on the Necro books, but that's not going to slow down the rest of them. Infest into your Necro book. That's one thing you can do. Artez just comes and says hello, but he's still going to watch this mid-Rax go down by the looks of things. The Mystic Flare not going to land. Dandy takes out your Storm. No overgrowth this time around. It comes a bit late. It's going to delay the push, if anything, but goddamn on the Witch Doctor, the delay Death Ward.
Did that even do any damage?
Dandy just too tanky, and it did next to nothing. A level 1 Death Ward at that. Artez going to go down, and this is game 1 over. Nothing Hellraisers can do at this point. 2 lanes of Rax down.
Throw up the double Gs. That's what you do.
Yeah. There is 0 comeback in sight. Na'Vi going to focus down the tier 4s, go for the throne, and 3-0 for today. Na'Vi. Whew.
Hellraisers played pretty well. I would say it's a slight draft issue, just simply not having AoE. I would say that's one of the most basic rules, unless you have a very clear, defined strategy. And theirs was like, okay, we'll get some kills in gank, but aside from that, they got their kills, and they couldn't protect Storm Spirit. They couldn't stop any of the pushes. They couldn't secure any Roshans, and just not a well-rounded strategy. A single-dimensional strategy that didn't even work out that well in that single dimension.
I mean, we kind of we talked about like when they picked the Chen Shadow Fiend, oh, they're going to go for the Drow again. Are they going to push? Hellraisers need to get some AoE. They didn't get anything. They had no real answers. They had no way of dealing with Na'Vi once they got the Death Ball
We
going.
talked about them having unconventional draft. That's one way to be unconventional.
Yeah, use the Witch Doctor as your counterpoint. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
But fear the Death Ward.
Artstyle's back, man. His Chen play has been impressive. There's a reason they keep picking him Chen,
I think,
Enchantress,
actually their
whatever it may
first
be.
pick. Do they first pick the Chen or do they ban it? I say one or the other.
For the next game?
Mm-hmm.
For the next, I guess, yeah, Hellraisers have choice of pick or side, so we'll see what they want to go
first
for.
pick.
Probably. I think that's going to be more to their advantage. They can control the draft a lot better. But guys, Na'Vi Hellraisers, winner going through to the playoffs here at the Red Bull Esports Studio in Santa Monica. It's a best of 3, though, so Na'Vi still have to win 1 more game. For Hellraisers, they've got to complete the run through the lower bracket and win 2 to clinch their spot here at the playoffs. I'm Gods, he's Merlini. You're watching the Red Bull Battlegrounds Dota 2. Don't go anywhere.